Hi there, my name is Cupicate, and welcome back to WolfQuest Brothers Bond with Teo. So, last time Teo had his pups, 6 to be exact, and y'all left 48 comments worth of names. It might be more now, but when I was actually doing the names with Cat Dad, and thanks to him, I was able to turn a really long project into much less time. Stella, where do you think you're going? Anyways, everybody give love to Cat Dad in the comments for their help with having these names written down so I could put them in a wheel. We officially did the wheel to choose names. There were so many suggestions, I felt like it was only fair if I left it up to random chance. So, I will reveal them to you now. We have, for our first boy, we have Cohen. Cohen is our little gray pup, and he is stalking all over, trying to find a kill. And now he's chasing his tail. I made this sound like this was like a fashion show or something. We also have beautiful Stella, who is crying out to the moon right now. Stella's gonna be a singer just like her mother. She is quite dark, just like the night itself, and I feel as though that name, even though it was random chance, fits her perfectly. We also have beautiful Dahlia, who is looking off into the distance, pondering what is beyond the borders of the den where she cannot go, and though it excites her, she decides to stay close to Dad. And then we have Talon with his beautiful little touches of red on his face. He is napping. He's got a full belly, so he is sleeping next to his 2 other brothers. And then we have Elwood, who is also one of our little dark babbies, just like Stella. I think that since he is sleeping in the middle, he might actually be a little more dominant, but we will see more and more of that as we get to be with these puppies. And then for the last brother, who's just kind of off by himself in the grass, is Tangle. He's literally tangled in the grass right now. I like to imagine that they gave him that name because he always ends up tangling his legs around themselves. Puppies, when they're born, they have giant paws, and so they just always trip over their own paws and they become kind of a tangled mess, and so maybe that is how Tangle got his name. And that is all of our beautiful pups. I want y'all to know, when I was choosing names, the wheel picker, when I was picking specifically girl names, so we'd have a list of girl, boy, and unisex. The unisex would always be with the wheel, but I would take out the boy names and put in girl names when we rolled for girls. I had 112 entries for girls and unisex. 112, that wheel? It was crazy. But y'all picked some beautiful names. Thank you all for your suggestions. I think from now on, because we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger as a community, which is amazing. We have gone over 2,000 subs, which is, my mind is blown. We'll probably have to do the wheel picker from now on because I don't want to seem like I'm paying favorites. We're going to leave it up to random chance. All right, let's let our family sleep. Probably, since Sundance went in the den, Teo will choose to stand guard. But this brings up a good point. Since we are just going to sleep here for now, we will need to roll for today's difficulty. Our minor injury healed, and I rolled a 3. And now with the new rolling system where we have more chances of having a challenging day with a 3, we can now move Teo over to challenging. Teo needs to hunt and feed his family and himself, but he will have to do it alone. He cannot take Sundance with him. And so he needs to start the hunt, and while he's out, he's hopefully going to run across some hexes he can take, but he's already on the trail of some elk. It seems as though the trail is actually leading him straight into some Crevice Lake hexes that are low. He hasn't heard many howls from those hexes lately. This may be a good opportunity to come across some wolves that might be wandering about and willing to listen to him. Teo is terrified of Crevice Lake. He can't pretend that he isn't, but he isn't going to give up on them just yet. He feels that that would be a disservice to everything that Seraph taught him, to Eartha in her ways, and he's giving them another chance. But it is always in the back of his mind that if he can't get through to them, for the protection of his family and his pack, he may not have a choice but to stand his ground, which might mean fighting. Hopefully it doesn't come down to that, though. The herd is right here. He's currently still pretty safe in his territory. But the elk are already skittish. Oh. Why do they do that? He's gonna kind of skirt them a little bit without getting run over to see if there are any obvious stragglers. Having a spike elk wouldn't be so bad. Woo! Oh, wow, Teo. He adeptly dodged. Ooh, he needs to be careful, though. Okay. Woo! Ah, ha, ha, ha. Oh, Teo is doing great. He will need to back up off this spike. It doesn't look like he's fighting back. He is just so desperate to get away from Teo that Teo has not taken a hit from him yet. Oh, and he fell. This is it. This is the end. Wow. Beautifully done. Teo has truly shown his skill this day. Even though he is older, instead of being slowed down by his age, he has learned from it. And he knows how to hunt successfully without spending too much energy. And now he can even take down spike elk. Now Teo is left with a choice. His mate is pretty far from him now, but she is at 64% hunger. She's very hungry. And the more we wait to feed her, the more likely she is to go out on her own, and Teo doesn't really want that either. So for now, he's going to take some hexes close by, but he's going to get her to come this way if he can. He might actually just call for her, and then she should be on her way. We just need to be very, very quick. Of course there's a cougar. About taking these hexes and coming back to be with her while she eats. We're back at the kill, and Teo is defending it so that when Sundance shows up, she doesn't have to worry about anything. Looks like the cougar came and went, and now there are just coyotes trying to get little scraps off of it, but he's not in the mood. He doesn't want to risk anything harming Sundance. And now we can fill up. Teo was actually able to take one hex while Sundance made her way here, so that at least is one tick down from the 5 that we need to do. We should have plenty of time this episode to get the rest. The fox is fine. I don't know why. Foxes can eat. That's fine. I know she's on her way because the elk scattered and there's her name. Oh, good. We'll be able to feed her. We won't have many moments like this left, y'all. I could be wrong. I mean, I've heard stories of mates living quite a long time. It's just hard to remain hopeful when I wanted that for Seraph, and Seraph did end up dying in age 8. But you never know. We might get lucky. Teo's gonna give her some affection. Oh! But now he's gonna send her back. She needs to go home and be with the kids. He'll probably sleep out in the field tonight just to make sure he accomplishes his goals. But then he'll come home and spend time with his pups. He doesn't want to forget that his family is just as important as these goals. He doesn't want to risk losing them and forgetting to teach them too, because they're young. And Teo's realizing that one day his kids will have to do what Seraph has entrusted him to do. And while he wants them to make their own choices, He does want to make sure that if they choose the path that he's taken, that they are educated in the way to spread the word, what it truly means about being one united family and why that's important. Teo has taken 2 more Crevice Lake hexes with ease. He's only found 1 or 2 stragglers of Crevice Lake wandering about, but they do listen. They love what Teo has to say, and now Teo is getting a different side of the story. Crevice Lake is a huge pack. They've always been large compared to the other packs of the map. Anytime we go into their territory, usually we are faced with more wolves. And with size comes more mouths to feed. Perhaps Crevice Lake has had so many wolves for so long that they're having trouble feeding their elderly. They have more sick who cannot hunt. They have young ones who are not ready to hunt, but they still need to be fed. And so Teo is understanding that, wow, you're afraid to share because you can't take care of yourself, but can we help? So Teo is taking a different side, a different approach to Crevice Lake. Let us help you. We're not asking for your help. We can take care of ourselves. We can hunt for ourselves. And he's even brave enough to say our pack is not as large. It's brave to say, because in the wrong hands, that information could be very, very bad. But many of these wolves he's spoken with just in this playthrough, in this storyline, I should say, not to break immersion, they love the idea of getting help because they are struggling, which is why they're so aggressive, is because they're hungry. And so Teo's wondering if perhaps he should hunt a little extra and leave food near Crevice Lake as a way of a peace offering, at least to be heard. And with that, he will pray to Eartha and sleep. Well rested and feeling a bit more confident in how he should approach Crevice Lake, he's going to continue to take more hexes, and by doing so, talking to other wolves to see what they have to say and maybe get more insight. Teo's finding out that perhaps what he needs to do instead is ask more questions rather than explaining what he already knows. If he can use the situation they're in to help them listen, leading by example, then he just made his job easier. So Teo was a little tempted to hunt this deer that had popped by. He doesn't know if his energy will last him long enough to hunt this deer, but the thought about Crevice Lake not having enough food really bothered him, and he's wondering if he should try to hunt more. Take that risk to help. He's whittling this buck down with what little energy he has left, but he is so determined, driven by the need to help his fellow wolf. He wants so badly to get into the minds and the hearts of Crevice Lake that he is willing to drive himself into exhaustion. Oof. That last bit gave him a little injury, but he is deep in Crevice Lake territory now. He's going to take a small bit for himself, but he's going to leave the rest to Crevice Lake. He's not even going to take this hex. He's going to howl to show that it's here in hopes that they come. This meat chunk he will take to his mate, but now it is time for him to go home and see if his actions have done anything. And Teo comes up to his family. He's exhausted. He's gonna leave a meat chunk for his deer mates, but these pups are starving. They need food. And here they come, Cohen, Dahlia, Stella, Tangle, and here comes Elwood off in the distance. Where is the other child? There's Talon. Hi, Talon, do you need some food? These pups are going to be so beautiful when they are grown up. I know each and every one of them are going to be stunning. Let's see if we can gauge anything off of them. I want to really pay attention to their personalities. Dahlia, honey. She has full belly. She passes back out. The others kind of want to play. Let's see what Stella wants to do. Okay, Stella wants to sleep. Elwood wants to play. Look at that. Look at the touching of the noses almost. Oh my gosh. Oh, it makes me so happy. Look at this rollies. Okay. It's the little things in life, y'all. Anytime you're having a bad day, you've been disappointed, somebody has disappointed you, enjoy puppies. Enjoy puppies. Puppies are precious. Even if you don't have this game, just look up pictures of puppies. Puppies make it all better. Kittens are another. Kittens are adorable. They make it better. Kittens are hilarious. Advice with Cuppy. Well, now that the pups are full, I think they're all... Oh yes, they're... Perfect! Elwood is exhausted. We're just gonna sleep now. Teo has taken far more than his 5 that he's supposed to do within this episode. He has already completed his goal. And for every hex that he took today, he got a point. It was all Crevice Lake. And he even took the time to hunt for them. A pack that tore him and his mate up. He's so determined to try and make a united pack, a big family, that he's willing to let that go and keep trying to reach them. And remember, in Teo's first litter, he killed a wolf because he was enraged that this wolf would come after his family. This wolf didn't even kill one of his pups. He was just scouting, possibly planning to attack. And Teo killed that wolf. And now he's hunting for what most wolves would say is the enemy, to try and reach them. Teo's come a long way in a short time. I think a lot of that is through his diligence in his belief, his faith, his prayer, but mostly I think it's because of his mate, Sundance. Her devotion to him, her devotion to the faith, devotion to her beautiful pups, her family, her children, and her mate. Everything that Teo does, he does for her. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no. Okay, we got one. Where's the other one? Okay. Going. Oh my gosh. Is everybody okay? Was anybody hurt? We didn't lose any pups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh. Whew. That was close. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sundance chased the other one off. Oh, Stella. She's just laying there in a bit of shock. Poor girl. It's alright, Stella. They didn't get you. Whew. That was quite a bit more stressful than I intended to end this. I do think that we will go ahead and sleep another bit just to get Teo full, so in the next episode, he's ready to go. Now awake. The pups are doing just fine. They're hungry, but our adults need to go eat. There's still food out there. It looks as though those 2 sleeps have weakened some of their territory. Teo's definitely going to have his work cut out for him in the next episode, as well as hunting and making sure his mate is full. She's very hungry, and he needs to be able to feed her. But that will just have to wait until the next episode of Brothers Bond with Teo. I hope y'all liked this episode. If you did, tickle and poke that like button, subscribe to join our family if you haven't already, and jingle the bell to get notified of when I post videos. Also, feel free to join Discord or follow me on Twitch. The links to both of those are in the description below. I love you guys. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time for more of Brothers Bond with Mikhail. Love you. Bye.